Here we go. This is Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. Hope all of you out there are having a fantastic weekend. On today's show, gonna do an Eagles trade rumors question and answer mailbag where you ask me about some players who the Eagles could trade for, and also a lot of you submitted your questions during our live show about some free agent targets as well as some players who the Eagles could pinpoint in the 2023 NFL Draft. Let's start off with the $10 donation from Jeff Phillips. We appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you so much for being a loyal viewer of the program. I want Jalen Carter, then the best cornerback left at 30, or Bijan Robinson if he's still there. Look, I talked about this week. Jalen Carter falling to the Eagles at number 10. I'd be intrigued if the legal situation results in him not being penalized by the law. This guy is a freak at defensive tackle. You have a need for defensive tackle, and he fits the prototype of what the Eagles look for in defensive linemen. Fast, twitchy, physical, smart, loving the game of football. So you could get extremely good value there at number 10. If he slides back a little bit, of course, you want to make sure he doesn't have any character concerns. Do not get in a car and do not speed and drag race. The solution is pretty simple because two people lost their life in that situation. Then the best cornerback at number 30. If Keely Ringo is there, I'm all in. If somehow Joey Porter Jr. falls that late, I'm all in. Now, a lot of these players' positioning in the draft order, it's going to come down to how they perform at the NFL Combine. If Bijan Robinson is there, I don't like taking running backs in the first round. But in terms of value, could he be the best player at number 30? Yes, because I believe he's arguably the best football player in this draft class and a great scheme fit for what Philadelphia likes to do. Cool Reigns, next up. There is a mock draft that we trade down from 10 to 16. We still get Joey Porter Jr. That would be good. Would you like that if it happens? I would, because you could still get another really good pick. Maybe you fetch another second rounder to go from 10 to 16. And then if you hold on to number 30, you get a position of need at cornerback at number 16 and Joey Porter Jr., a player who I really like, who I've kind of compared to Richard Sherman because of the length and physicality. He even said that he grew up watching Richard Sherman as well as Patrick Peterson and Jalen Ramsey. And then at 30, you can get another impact player who might be a plug-and-play starter from day one. So I think that could be some pretty good value here. Do want to hear from you down in the comment section right now because we do appreciate all of your feedback. What is your level of confidence in Howie Roseman this offseason? He crushed it in the 2022 NFL offseason. Can he do the same in 2023 to get this team over the hump to win a second Lombardi trophy? Scale your level of confidence in him from 1 to 100. 1, not confident at all. 100, very confident. That's going to be our pinned comment. So if you get hit with that YouTube ad break, scroll on down and get your votes in. John O'Malley, what's the latest on CD Deuce? The latest is what we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks. It's that he is a priority for the Eagles to re-sign in free agency, and I'd advocate for the Eagles bringing him back. I really like him as a player and a building block on this defense. It's still 25 years old. Frank the Tank, could the Eagles trade for Derrick Henry? They could trade for Derrick Henry. Will they? No. Should they? No. Derrick Henry is not a scheme fit for what the Eagles like to do offensively. The Eagles run a lot of shotgun formations with Jalen Hurts in the shotgun. They run a lot of RPOs and fake handoffs out of that action. That doesn't suit what Derrick Henry likes to do well. Derrick Henry is best 5 to 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage with the quarterback who's under center so that he can gather his momentum as he gets the football with the full head of steam moving forward. I also think that Derrick Henry is starting to get a little bit older. His age is showing a little bit. He's expensive. He's going to look for a contract extension. His workload has been massive over the last several years, so that scares me. Plus, this is an Eagles organization that does not prioritize using high draft capital on a lot of running backs and or re-signing them to second contracts or paying them a lot of money. Lion Fighter, how worried are you about our cornerback situation? I'm very worried. James Bradberry is leaving, and Slay is really old for an NFL cornerback. I think that Bradberry could walk. I think that's totally realistic for him to leave. And if he wants to get paid after getting released by the Giants and settling for a one-year, $10 million deal and playing really well, being a second-team All-Pro, then I could see that happening. And if you want to go get your bag, JB, then go get your bag. As far as Darius Slay goes, the cap hit is really, really high. Between $24, $27 million on the cap hit, base salary of $17 million. He's 32 years old, but he made it to a Pro Bowl last year. I thought he played really good football. Cornerbacks do tend to age pretty well. Could Darius Slay be one of those? I hope so. And if they trade him away, I wonder what his trade value would be. Techno Eagle. Will Jalen Hurts play better this year with a better contract or experience? I think that it's in line for him to take another step. He took a big step from year 1 to year 2, and then from year 2 to year 3, he once again made a lot of progress. So Jalen Hurts has shown that he grinds, he hustles, he puts in the work. He puts in, the grind to improve his accuracy, to become a better passer, to have more touch on his throws, to continue to develop that potent deep ball, which he's had going all the way back to Alabama, honestly. It's been an underrated facet of his game. So will he play better this upcoming season? I think that he can make more improvements and make more strides. He has a new play caller in Brian Johnson, so that could be difficult. The offense is going to change just a little bit because Brian Johnson is not Shane Steichen. But I think that he could be in line to have another really big season. Michaela Cox. What about Myles Murphy? He was actually a little bit lighter than I thought he was going to be at the scouting combine. He weighed in a fraction lighter than what I thought he was going to, but he's a really, really physical football player who is a really good player who, again, fits what the Eagles are looking for and how they build their team. Howie Roseman has made no secrets about it. He likes building in the trenches. Offensive line, defensive line. Myles Murphy at 10, I'd like it. Brian Bresee at 10, I don't want them to take Brian Bresee. He has no college production. A lot of people think that he should be a top 10 pick or a first-round pick based on his physical attributes. How many times are we disappointed by a player like that? Do not draft Brian Bresee. Papa Woody, very good one. Woody from Toy Story. All-time movie. When I was young, I loved Woody. I love Buzz Lightyear. I actually used to sleep with the Woody and Buzz Lightyear action figure. One morning, I woke up, and Woody was on the ground. And I was like, Mom, I told you he's alive. It's Toy Story. I didn't realize that, I was probably rolling around during my sleep, and he fell on the ground. Need a wide receiver 3. Could we get DeAndre Hopkins for cheap? I don't think that he's going to come for cheap. I think the Cardinals are in an interesting situation now. I'm fascinated to see what Jonathan Gannon does with that team. Kyler Murray has a torn ACL. He could miss a lot of next year. DeAndre Hopkins has paid a lot of money, and how much value does he have given that contract as a trade candidate? A wide receiver 3 is not DeAndre Hopkins. He's a wide receiver 1. I think they look for a cheaper option at wide receiver 3. Honestly, I'd explore Odell Beckham Jr. I'd explore Mecole Hardman. I'd explore a player like that. And then you still have Quez Watkins as wide receiver 4. That's a pretty loaded wide receiver room. Lion Fighter, what's going on with the running back situation? Sanders isn't getting a bag from us, and we don't have a starting running back on our roster. According to reports, Eagles really like Kenneth Gainwell. Now, he averaged 6 yards per carry in the playoffs. This organization seems to believe that he might be a franchise back, but I think they're only saying that because he's on his rookie contract, and they don't want to pay Miles Sanders $8 to $10 million. So Gainwell is RB1. Can he hold up for an entire season? Running back is a position that you can easily replace. Now, I do want to remind y'all who are watching our mailbag, we've been putting out a bunch of great content here on the channel with these long-form videos, but also on YouTube Shorts as well. They're TikTok-style 1-minute videos. Bunch of great content there from the NFL Scouting Combine and some clips from the show. Epic rants as well. Check them out there. Just another medium in which we're putting our content on here on YouTube. Jay Sherrod, Eagles backup quarterback. Couple of good ones. Marcus Mariota is a name that would intrigue me because if Jalen Hurts were to get injured and you wanted to have a similar offense with a quarterback who can run the football, Marcus Mariota fits that type of mold. We saw how there was such a difference between the offense with Jalen Hurts and Gardner Minshew because they're just different quarterbacks, right? So Marcus Mariota is interesting. I would really like Jacoby Brissett. Nick Sirianni has a relationship with him due to their times overlapping in Indianapolis. So those are the couple of the names that I would look at. Justin Cobb, Can we get a Byron Murphy for $7-8 million per year in the first wave of free agency? And if OBJ makes it to the second or third wave, can we sign him for about $3 million? I think OBJ is going to prove to teams that he can stay healthy. And if he can stay healthy, and he is healthy coming off that ACL injury, he's going to sign for more than that. Now, Byron Murphy is very interesting. I think you might be able to get him at a pretty affordable price. So if James Bradberry gets between $13 to $16 million, and then you sign a Byron Murphy for 7 to 8, you're saving about $5 million, where you could bring in another pretty important player. John O'Malley, what's up, Big John? What do you think we're going to do with kick returner, punt returner? I don't remember when the last time was that we had a touchdown on special teams. Shoot. Was it Darren Sproles? Darren Sproles with the touchdown? Josh Huff before that? Man, it's been a while. I can't remember off the top of my head. Obviously, Brian Westbrook, Deshaun Jackson, Philadelphia Eagles OGs. Are they going to bring back Britton Covey? He was fair catch Covey. He was not dynamic. Can you draft a player who's really fast, day 2, day 3, to be your kick returner, punt returner? Keep an eye out for that. What's the biggest area of need in the draft for the Eagles? You tell us. You comment down below. We'll take a look at what you had to say. And as always, we appreciate you for watching the show.